Spoiler alert, but it's dingy. Good morning, pizza people. It's Tine Pizza back today with another video, and as you see by the title and the intro of the video, we're going to be talking about the most relatable anime slash manga protagonist, and that is Denji. Denji from Chainsaw Man. Unfortunately, Denji doesn't have a last name because he's a degenerate, and that's exactly why he is the most relatable protagonist. And before all you anime fans come on here getting mad talking about, all you say is anime fans don't touch the grass, all you do is call anime fans losers, like, yeah, you make anime videos. Shut up, okay? It doesn't matter, because what I'm gonna be spitting is straight facts, and I really want to go into detail about this because honestly I've been sitting down and doing some thinking, right? Like, anime and manga is meant to be so relatable and so like connected to its audience, and that's why you have so many different types of shonen protagonists that represent all different aspects of a human character, and that's why they're so inspirational, and that's why they have goals, and that's why they're trying to achieve something, because at the end of the day that's what humans do, and that's why like manga writers, they write the characters in the way that they do to be as relatable to an audience as much as possible, so that when someone picks up and starts a story, they get really connected because they see themselves within a character. And I wanted to sit down and think about what is the character that is the most relatable at the end of the day. Like, if you were to really pick up a manga and you really wanted to get connected to a character and relate to them as much as possible, who would that be? And after going through my massive catalog of anime and manga that I've seen, I sat down and came to the answer that is Denji from Chainsaw Man. And let me explain why, okay? Because I know that a lot of you may be like, Denji isn't the most relatable, he's such a loser, but he's really not. And well, he is, but that's the thing at the end of the day. Like, I feel like Denji is the most relatable because he is a loser, because he has hopes and dreams and he sees something so shining and that's what he wants. And a lot of people in the real world are exactly like that, okay? A lot of people are exactly like Denji. They're stuck in a certain place in the world, like how Denji's kind of stuck in this place where he doesn't really believe he deserves friends, doesn't really believe he deserves a home, doesn't really believe he deserves much. It's not like they're looking down on themselves, it's just like they're not really like going out and reaching for that, because they're like, what have I done to really deserve this? What have I done to really earn this? And they're not being selfish. And a lot of people are like that in the real world, and I feel like that's why Denji is able to form such a connection to his audience, right? And by the way, these are more kind of slight spoilers for Chainsaw Man, but nearing the end of Chainsaw Man, right? Denji, he's really in this sort of state where, you know, he has to go and defeat the final villain. I won't say who, but you can kind of guess. But, you know, Denji, he's on the run, and he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. And then he sat down and he's asked his final question. Denji, what do you want? Okay, and he's sitting there thinking about it, right? And then all of a sudden he starts sobbing as he's watching the TV because he's seeing people cheer on Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man. And they're hyping him up, telling him, well, the people on the news, they don't know he's Chainsaw Man, but they're hyping up the character, what Chainsaw Man represents. And Chainsaw Man represents this hero that Denji is, okay? It represents the hope. It represents what Denji wants to be, okay? Like, you know how sometimes when you're hanging out, you have this cool alter ego that you are with another group, but when you come around a certain group of people, you're not that cool person anymore. That's kind of how Denji's relationship to Chainsaw Man is, right? And then Denji, he looks at the TV as everyone is cheering on the Chainsaw Man and being like, we need Chainsaw Man, we love Chainsaw Man. And then Denji starts crying and uncontrollably sobbing. He's like, I want to be the Chainsaw Man. I want it all. I want the fame. I want the clout. I want the hoes that come with being Chainsaw Man. And then Denji, he feels this sort of uprising within himself that oh, I'm allowed to be selfish. I'm allowed to want that. I'm allowed to want to reach for the stars and be the best protagonist, to be the best. I'm allowed to be the main character of my own story. Because up until this point, right, Denji has always been the main character, the Chainsaw Man of the story Chainsaw Man. But you could see that like he never really like felt selfish. Like you'll see in other stories like My Hero or like Naruto or like all these like Black Clover, even like, oh, I want to be the Magic King, I want to be the Hokage, I want to be the #1 hero. Like these characters, they have their own goals and aspirations. They're allowed to be selfish, but as you see, it's so different with Denji because like he sees these aspirations, but he's never like mentally connected. Oh, this is what I want to be, this is what's making me want to. I'm not selfish. He's not a selfish protagonist. Well, to a certain point he is, but not up until this point. Like he doesn't fully embrace it. Like sure, he's like, oh, I want Makima, I want hoes, I want girls, but he doesn't like just think about the fact that, oh, like I want to be Chainsaw Man because of these things. Like he doesn't like see his goals and just outwardly reach towards them. And I feel like a lot of people are able to relate and be in the same situation as Denji is as a protagonist, because a lot of people have goals that they just don't try for. They really just don't go out their way to go get it. They don't grind for it. They don't go get it. And they're like, oh, I got to do this, this, and this. I have to be selfish for these people. And they don't reach out for it because they put themselves last. And at the end of the story, Chainsaw Man Part 1, the ending of it, it finally like flips the script and Denji's finally able to be selfish. And that's when he really like comes into his own as a protagonist, because he realizes, I'm the Chainsaw Man. I'm supposed to want that. I'm allowed to have friends. I'm allowed to have a home. I'm allowed to have all of these things. And that's what completes Denji at the end of the day. That's what almost completes the story of Chainsaw Man. Like, I'm glad there's gonna be a part 2 and 3 of Chainsaw Man, but if Chainsaw Man ended with part 1 right there, and now he's finally being a hero and he's showing up like, oh, I'm the Chainsaw Man, there's something going on, I'm finna show. Like, the way he showed up at the end of that manga, it was dope, okay? It was dope as hell, and honestly, it really completes the story of Chainsaw Man for me. But I'm glad there's gonna be a part 2 and 3 to really complete and continually like push that character. Like Fujimoto, he's snapping right now with how he wrote Denji. Like, I really relate to Denji as a protagonist, because like it takes a while to really like go out there and be like, I deserve these dreams, like I deserve to go and reach out to get what I want to get. And that's honestly what makes Denji the most relatable protagonist for me. Like, it may be different for you guys, but like, let me know who you guys think are the most relatable protagonists in anime and manga at the end of the day. Let me know who you guys relate to the most. Like, who do you guys feel like? Like, let's make this an open discussion in the comment section below. Like, I feel like Denji's mine. Let me know if I was spitting. Let me know if I had facts. And that's all I really had to say about Denji being the most relatable protagonist. My name is Tine Pizza, and I will see you pizza people on the other side of the slice. We move.